Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, I'm going to be giving you some more details on the unreleased cars and vehicles from the Los Santos Drug Wars DLC update that are going to be arriving over the next couple of weeks and months. So as expected, Rockstar gave us a lot of drip feed vehicles on 3 websites, and let's go ahead and dive into the legendary Motorsports site right now, where we have 4 vehicles waiting for us, and this very likely gives us our release order as well. Let's start from the one that's likely to come out first, and that is the Western Power Surge. You guys can see there it's a motorcycle for $1,605,000. The description is, in the market for a toe curling ride, introducing the Western Power Surge, an all-electric plaything for the climate-curious biker. Yes, dumping out carbon is a thing of the past. Yes, the permanent magnet motor brings torque to an instant climax. And yes, everyone deserves a little electroerotic simulation between the thighs. So we're getting an electric bike, which is kind of cool. Definitely makes it one of the most unique vehicles we've seen in Grand Theft Auto Online. After that, it's going to be the classic Broadway. This is the car we saw in one of the first few screenshots with the taxi livery for $925,000. All in all, not terribly expensive. The Broadway's description is, let's face it, so far the future has been a disappointment. We were promised commercial space travel and world peace. What we got was increasingly weird VR porn, and everything else much sucked. So why not buckle into the Broadway and head right back to a time before Rule 34 existed and futuristic design was still utopian sci-fi rather than doomsday chic. So there's so much there that I feel like I don't need to explain, but that is the classic Broadway. After that, we get into a brand new car brand, and that is the Tundra Panther, or Panthre. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. So this is going to be another 2-door sports car. This one, probably one of the most expensive sports cars in the game at $2,170,000. So definitely start saving up for this bad boy or wait till it is on sale. And then here's the description. A French lightweight sports car might seem like the automotive equivalent of a slimline cigarette, but don't let that put you off. The revival of an old classic still packs a killer punch. Stripped to the bone, she'll get you from 0 to 60 faster than it takes a Frenchman to try and sleep with your wife. These descriptions are wild. And then last but not least, we have a supercar on the list, and that is the Ocelot Virtue. And you can see there that its buy it now price is staggering. $2,980,000, with its trade price being $2,235,000. Its description: meet the all-electric hypercar that comes track steady and city ready, so you can show off your climate awareness and your tax elite status from behind the same wheel. And if you get tired of know-it-alls pointing out the contradiction, simply equip it with some serious clapback accessories, missile lock-on jammer remote control unit, slick mines, and armor plating should bring a swift resolution to any debate. So based on that description, we know that the Virtue is going to have the Amani Tech stuff, so that's pretty cool. And in order to get the trade price, you're going to have to complete one of the last dose missions that is not currently in the game. It's going to be a drip feed mission called BDKD, which I'm assuming is short for Badonkadonk. And if you played the first dose or last dose missions, you'll know what the Badonkadonk stuff is all about. But anyways, let's move on over to Southern San Andreas Super Autos now, because there's a handful of cars that we need to talk about, including the one that's going to be arriving in just a couple of days, and that is the DeClasse Tahoma Coupe. So this is $1,500,000, but remember that starting on Friday through Sunday, it's going to be available for free. I'll, of course, remind you guys about that. After that, it is the 4-seater Weenie Issy Rally. Rockstar love themselves the Weenie Issy. They continue to add different versions of this in the game for $1,835,000. And as you guys can see there, it's pretty pricey. The description: when you hear Weenie made a sports SUV, what do you picture? Is it A, school runs, work commutes, and a trunk packed up for a hiking trip, or B, racetracks, barrel rolls, and the crowd losing its mind as the fuel tank ignites? 9 out of 10 Los Santos residents answered B. If you answered A, that could be a symptom of a serious imaginative disorder. we advise you to go straight to a therapist and your nearest weenie dealership, not necessarily in that order. So that's the Weenie Issy Rally. After that, it is going to be the Karen Hot Ring Everon. So this also has a trade price, which we'll get to in a second. Its description: calling all trailer heads and chronic truck boys, now's your chance to manhandle one of the most notorious hybrid race trucks on the market, the Hot Ring Everon. You bring the toxic, we'll bring the masculinity. Now, the Karen Hot Ring Everon has a buy-it-now price of $1,790,000 and a trade price of $1,342,500. And in order to unlock that trade price, good Lord, you have to place in the top 3 in 20 San Andreas Super Sport Series races. I don't know if that's worth it. To you, it might be to save the 25%, but doing 20, at least at a minimum, Southern San Andreas Super Sport Series races, that sounds absolutely miserable, but maybe that's exciting to you. Who knows? And then our next vehicle is the Willard Eudora. I'm actually looking forward to this one quite a bit. This has a buy-it-now price of $1,250,000. Our description: from the wonderful world of Willard comes this luxury jet age spectacular, a streamlined chromed up land yacht that looks and sounds like it could take you into the stratosphere. But don't worry, as your pops like to say to his dates with a twinkle in his eye and gingivitis on his breath, we're only going to heaven and back. These descriptions are so confusing to me. But last but not least, we have the Karen Boar. It has a buy-it-now price of $1,280,000. Here's our description: can't decide between a compact and a truck, a coupe or a utility vehicle, a pickup or a passenger car? Why not adopt the twisted love child of that sordid six-way? Let WTF be the understatement of the century with the cult classic Karen Boar, a versatile off-roader made for the undefinable. It seemed like a mad idea at the time, and legendary Boar is nothing if not consistent. And then there are 2 vehicles that are going to become available on Warstock Cash and Carry. The first is the 4-seater taxi, which we'll talk about in a future video more in depth. It has a buy-it-now price of $650,000 and a trade price of $487,500. And then eventually the Brickade 6x6 will be available just to purchase if you've not already gotten it for free for $1,450,000. That one to me is confusing. It makes you wonder how they're going to give it to people, since the entire part of the first dose is about stealing the Brickade. Now, the taxi is an interesting story. Like I said, we'll talk about it a little bit more in depth. It will be available for purchase as a part of the drip feed as a Pegasus vehicle, and it's going to be needed for taxi work coming early next year. Now, it's already unlockable by reaching sponsorship tier 25 in Arena War, and you can get its trade price by completing 10 fares in a row during taxi work. In its description: looking to solidify your career with the Downtown Cab Company, then invest in your very own taxi cab. And buckle up for reviews like noisy engine, but the vibrations are fun, 3 out of 5. Why does it smell like cured meat? 2 out of 5. And driver blasted rebel radio, ran red lights, and flipped the bird at anyone within 20 feet. 5 out of 5. Would recommend. Again, these trade prices are absolutely wild. But that right there is all of the unreleased drip feed cars and vehicles that will be coming out over the next couple of weeks, months, and well into the new year. Again, as a quick reminder, we have 4 vehicles on Legendary Motorsports site. We've got 5 vehicles on Southern San Andreas Super Autos, and then we've got 2 vehicles on Warstock Cash and Carry. So technically it's 11, although the Brickade is already available right now. So I'm going to call it 10 vehicles that we get to look forward to. Let me know in those comments down below, of all the vehicles we looked at in this video today, which one are you most looking forward to, most excited about, can't wait to get your hands on? Let me know what you guys think in those comments down below. If you guys did go to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.